I stopped covering my aunt's grocery delivery after the driver mentioned she'd been reselling half of it to her building's tenants. Some context. My aunt Renee is 64, lives in a big older apartment building about 40 minutes from me. 2 years ago, she had a knee replacement that didn't go great. She was basically housebound for a few months. My mom asked if I could help cover her groceries through a delivery app since Renee is on a fixed income and the fees were stretching her thin. I said yeah. I set up the account under my card, she'd send me a list, I'd approve the order. Usually came out to around $180 to $220 a week. I'd been doing it for 22 months. I never minded, honestly. I make decent money, she's family, and it felt like I was actually helping someone. My mom checked in every couple months and thanked me. Renee called every Sunday with her list. She had opinions about her groceries. She'd say things like, oh, could you add the good olive oil this week? Or the French sourdough is back in stock, the one I like. I thought nothing of it. She knew what she wanted. The driver thing happened by accident. I was home on a Thursday when the delivery went through and I got a notification that some items were out of stock and the driver needed to reach someone. I called the app and they patched me through to him directly. He was parked outside Renee's building. We sorted out the substitutions and then he paused and said, hey, not judging or anything, but your aunt, she sells the stuff in the hallway, sets up a little table and charges the other tenants. I've delivered here a few times and it's kind of a whole thing. I didn't say anything for a second. I asked him what he meant exactly. He said she'd set up near the laundry room or outside her unit, non-perishables mostly, but also stuff like the fancy coffee and the olive oil. Charges a markup. He said tenants had mentioned she'd been doing it a while. He apologized and said he probably shouldn't have brought it up. I told him it was fine. I sat there maybe 10 minutes. Then I called my cousin Deb, Renee's daughter. We're not that close, but I figured she'd know something. I explained what the driver said. Deb went quiet. Then she said, okay, so I wasn't going to say anything because it's her thing to handle, but yeah, she's been doing that basically since the start. She told me about it like it was funny. Said she'd found a way to make a little extra. I asked what the markup was. Deb said she thought around 40%. I hung up and did the math. 22 months, roughly $200 a week, somewhere around $17,000 I'd put in. If she was moving half of it at 40% markup to the building, I stopped doing the math because honestly the number wasn't the point. The point was she'd been calling me every Sunday for almost 2 years asking me to add the good olive oil so she could flip it down the hall. I canceled the payment that afternoon, removed my card from the account, canceled the next scheduled order, didn't call her. She called Sunday like always. I let it go to voicemail. Cheerful message about jasmine rice and the sourdough being back in stock. Monday she called again, I sent it to voicemail. Tuesday she called my mom. My mom called me that evening. Renee says her delivery got canceled. Did something happen with the payment? I told her what the driver said and what Deb confirmed. My mom went quiet for a long time. Then she said, well, she probably just needed the extra money. I said I understood that, but I would have given her extra money if she'd asked. What I wasn't going to keep doing was paying for a storefront I didn't know I was running. You're being rigid. She's old and on a fixed income. She calls me every Sunday to make sure I add the good olive oil. She has opinions about the markup on the olive oil, Mom. That's not a fixed income problem. That's inventory management. Silence. So you're just done? Just like that? Yeah. Renee has called 6 more times since then. The one voicemail she left said she couldn't understand why I was punishing her for being resourceful.